I felt trapped, like I had no say in where our money was going.
I mean, I just felt kind of oblivious. You know, we get toward the end of the month and I'd be like, why do we only have $100 in our bank account?
I've always been budget conscious. I've always been aware of the finances. I've always sort of managed the finances. And it was easier to just do it and not talk about it and avoid any potential fight. So it was just manage it and move on. I was just finally so fed up, and we had started communicating better about it.
I think we both knew that a change had to be made, but I think I was a little more reluctant. It's not that I didn't want to budget or to make a difference. It's just like, at the time, I really didn't think it was necessary. But once we both got on the same track, it really sort of opened the door for us.
Our income can vary up to $7,000 a month, and that's crazy to try to manage. You can't just say, what's my annual gross and divide it by 12 and then live that way. It just doesn't work. With our inconsistent income, it felt like, well, we can't do anything about it this month. We can't. We don't have the income, so we're gonna charge it, and then we're gonna deal with it when the income comes in. It took us a few months to figure it out, and the whole budget was completely crazy. Like, it was not even close to where it needed to be. I had no concept of what we were spending where. But we didn't add to debt that month, and that was such a huge win for month one.
Once you change your mindset, or even your collective mindset, and you really look at this as like, not that you're losing something, but that you're gaining something much bigger, which is like this peace of mind. It's a complete game changer. Now that we're budgeting, I really feel more in control. It's done wonders for our relationship and for our pocketbook too.
Even though we have an inconsistent income, I feel free. I feel like I have control over where my money's going, and it honestly feels like we have more money to spend because we're telling our money where to go.
Thank you guys so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. So when we talk about budgeting, it is a tough topic anyways, but you add inconsistent income on top of it, and it's really difficult, isn't it?
Really difficult.
Yes, so I'm in that boat, you guys are in that boat, so let's talk about it.
Yeah.
You guys started budgeting, so I'm curious, just what made you start budgeting in general?
So we've always been aware of how we should handle our money, but our most recent get serious moment just came from looking at the numbers and being like, we're done. Like, we're gonna buckle down on this again and we're gonna make it happen.
Yes.
Because we've been debt free, but then it all came back.
It came back. Debt.
It came back. So.
And so you looked and you said, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
We have to get out again. And the budget is like the main tool, right?
Yeah,
to help you
it is.
do it. So when you started budgeting again, did you feel the freedom come?
Not at first.
Okay.
It's hard at first. You fall into the normal traps of, well, with my income, I can't make this budget because this month is a slow month and I don't even have enough for the 4 walls. But if you look big picture, and after a few months, it started to fall into place.
Yes. Okay, so what was the biggest hurdle, would you say, when it comes to having an inconsistent income and budgeting?
I mean, it's all like the big changes that have to come, like all the small, no coffee trips in the morning and stuff like that. Just like all the small little lifestyle changes, they tend to be a little annoying at first.
Yes.
And then, but I think when you really start to work at it as like a team and focus and be like, hey, we're doing this together. This is, we're making all these big changes now so that we can make bigger, cooler, awesome changes later on.
Yes.
And just get our family in a more financially healthy position.
Totally, yes. So when you started budgeting and you realize, okay, the inconsistent income, it's a real thing. Numbers are changing every month. We don't know how to predict it, and it is hard. How many months would you say it took to kind of get a footing and kind of get your groove?
I would say probably about 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't think we could have done it if we didn't have all of the resources that we had and supportive people around us to help us do it. So,
yes. So what resources were those? What did you guys use?
We started with your 14-day challenge.
Oh, yes, the 14-day money finder.
It was excellent.
Yeah. Oh, good.
That gave us enough to create like a little bump. So that was great, getting us rolling. And then we got the Every Dollar app, got it upgraded, and that has been super useful. Because before that, I was literally writing down everything like writing it down from our bank account, and it was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's hard, right?
Yeah.
And you see the convenience of like, oh, this app, this makes
It's
it
so
easy.
great.
Yes. So I know I can speak for Winston and myself because we do this, and it's like some months you're like, oh man, it's just lower than you're expecting. You have to go in, change the numbers. Some months it's bigger, and you're like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
We like those months. So do you still feel that you have to change it month to month because of not just life changes within your expenses, but also because of your inconsistent income?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think we have to make a lot of changes and be very aware of not just like what is in this month, but what do we have like 3 or 4 months down the road that we have to prepare for.
Looking at
So yeah, and with the income fluctuating, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
But
So people that are watching and they're like, okay, so how are you doing
Yeah.
this? What would you say? Like, what are
So
a few tips? Like you look and you
Yeah.
say, I'm going to just project as close as I can of what I think we're going to make here.
So the
and you
money
kinda-
we know is coming.
Okay.
Because sometimes we have freelance jobs or commissions that we know are going to come in at certain times. And so those are projected out. And then I look forward on the assumption of, okay, there will be more. There will be stuff that we don't know of yet, So it's more of like saying, these are the things that are necessary. These are the things that come next if it comes in. And if not, we roll them to next month. And then these are the things that come after that. And we're in baby step 2. So then everything else goes to debt.
Yes. So the things that are necessary for
Yeah.
people watching, it's what we call the four
The
walls.
4
You
walls.
mentioned that earlier. So food, shelter and utilities, and transportation.
But some months still, it's not even enough for the 4 walls. It's important that I have the little bit of bump already in our checking account so that I'm not going all the way back into our emergency fund or something in the event that we have a slow month.
Yeah, I think that's a great point because on those slower months,
Yeah.
you have to be able to make sure your bills are paid. And so you
Yeah.
have to have that cushion. So on the months that are good,
Yeah.
setting some of that money aside and making sure you have that cushion is that's such a pro tip. That's
Yeah.
so good. So good. So someone watching, they've never budgeted before.
Ugh.
And they're thinking, okay, how do we get started?
It's
Maybe
scary.
they do freelance work. I mean, their income is so inconsistent. Like, what's the number one thing you would say you have to do this?
Track your expenses. Because when you see where your money's going, you change where your money's going. Like when you see that you're spending too much money at Chick-fil-A every month,
Oh, you hurt the heart, Sarah. You hurt the heart a little
it's
bit
always
there.
Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
You say, okay, we need to make Chick-fil-A an occasion situation and not a convenience situation. Or you say, okay, I need to start making my coffee at home instead of stopping at the gas station or the Starbucks every day.
it's liberating to have this feeling of control over what, like with all of the income that we just don't know. There's this feeling of helplessness sometimes, especially when you get in those low months, and just being able to grab some of that control back and being like, this is not gonna change my mood. I'm not gonna, we're not gonna argue over money. Like, understanding that you're not telling me that I can't have coffee in the morning. You're just like showing me that $2 every couple of days, 52 weeks out of the year, like that adds up to a lot of money over time. And seeing that I've been doing it for 4 or 5 years, I'm like, oh, shoot, that's a vacation at the end of the day, or something important that we need to buy, school supplies, whatever. But I mean, it's got to be a team. It's got to be a team effort.
I love that. And there's
gotta work
usually
together.
one spouse that's not always on board. I mean,
Yeah.
I get that question all the time. How do I get my spouse on board?
Yeah.
And you did one of the things I always tell the spouse that is on board, usually the nerd, to do though is to run the numbers and like to visually be able to see
Yeah.
like this is what's happening. So would you say that helped you a
Oh.
ton?
For sure, 100%. I mean, being able to see the numbers, and they may have done some floating and stuff like that, but like when you see the colors help, she put deficits in red, and I'm like, I understand colors. As an illustrator artist, I'm like, this makes sense to me, and there's a lot more red on here than there is green. So that's
I would say in those 3 months of getting lined up, getting on the same page was a big part of that.
Yes. And so how's that changed your marriage in general?
Oh, it's so much more peaceful. I mean, everybody fights about money. It's the number one marital dispute is money.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's been huge.
Yeah.
And the achievements are our achievements. They're wins together, and that feels good.
I love that. You're like working towards a goal. And it sounds kind
Yeah.
of cheesy, like set a goal together, but truly when you are and you hit it, it's like, we did that.
Yeah.
Like, we did that as a team.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, you are like, it's amazing. It's amazing just seeing people that stick to the plan. They do it, persevere even when it's hard.
Yeah.
And there's months that it's like, what in the heck are we doing? But you stick with it because at the end of the day, you're getting that peace, you're getting that control, and ultimately you guys together have a stronger marriage because of it. So you're like a living testimony to it. So really amazing. Seriously, thank you so much for coming on and
It was
sharing
our
your story.
pleasure.
It's like it's just filled with hope, and you're doing exactly what you should be doing, and I love it.
Thank
And
you.
I
Thank you
love
for
it,
having
and
us.
I'm glad you're getting the wins. That's the best part.
Yay.
All right, you guys, we mentioned it like 8 times in there, but it's true. Every dollar plus, if you've not checked out that app, make sure you do that. Now, if you sign up for Financial Peace University, you actually get the app for free. So make sure you do that because it's going to help your budgeting journey be so much smoother.